You might be shocked by how many of your favorite black actresses are living their truth boldly and unapologetically. Queer, powerful, and rewriting Hollywood on their own terms, they're turning the spotlight into a platform for change. From secret weddings that left fans stunned to history-making Emmy wins, these women aren't just telling their stories, they're flipping the script entirely. In a world that once demanded silence, their voices now ring louder than ever. These are the raw, real, and revolutionary journeys of 12 fearless black actresses who proudly embrace being lesbian or queer. So buckle up, because the truth they carry is as inspiring as it is unstoppable. Hit that like button, subscribe to Starscope, and let's dive into the stories they never hesitated to own. Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer isn't just a star, she's a force of nature. For more than 2 decades, she's commanded attention with a career that defies every box Hollywood has tried to put her in. She first burst onto the scene in 2000 SXS Aquila and the Bee, a child actress with rare emotional depth and a spark that couldn't be ignored. But Keke wasn't content to be a one-role wonder. As she grew, so did her ambitions, stretching her talent across television, film, music, social media, and unapologetic cultural commentary. In an industry that thrives on conformity, Palmer has built her own lane and driven it full speed. She made history as the youngest talk show host in America with Just Keke, stole scenes in Scream Queens and Star, and proved time and again that her range knows no limits. But her power isn't just in her resume, it's in her courage to be fully herself. In recent years, Keke has spoken openly about attraction beyond labels, embracing fluidity without the pressure of a formal declaration. When speculation about possible relationships with women swirled online in 2023, she didn't deny or defend. She responded with grace, authenticity, and an unwavering sense of self. For her, identity is not a headline, it's a journey. By quietly living her truth instead of staging a grand reveal, she's shown millions what it looks like to own who you are without apology, especially as a prominent black woman in entertainment. Her candor extends far beyond her love life. She's been a fierce voice on mental health, racial inequality, and the crushing pressures of fame. In 2019, she revealed her battle with polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, turning her personal struggle with skin and hormones into a platform for awareness and acceptance. That same fearless honesty pulses through her work, whether it's a heart-wrenching performance on screen or a genre-blending track that refuses to play by the rules. Keke Palmer's impact can't be measured in awards or box office numbers. She's a living blueprint for a generation of creatives who refuse to shrink themselves for mass approval. For young black LGBTQ+ fans especially, she's a beacon, proof that you can be complex, authentic, and celebrated without compromise. And as of 2025, she's still evolving. Still booked. Still busy. Still impossible to contain. In a world only just beginning to understand that identity is fluid and multifaceted, Keke Palmer stands already in the future. Vibrant, free, and unapologetically herself. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, born Dana Elaine Owens, is far more than an entertainer. She's a cultural force who's carved her name into music, film, television, and beyond, all while fiercely guarding the parts of her life she chose to keep her own. For over 3 decades, she's been a commanding presence, celebrated not only for her talent but for her grace, integrity, and refusal to compromise who she is. Her story began in the late 1980s, when she broke through as one of the first female rappers to earn mainstream respect in a male-dominated arena. Her debut album, All Hail the Queen, 1989, wasn't just music, it was a declaration. With anthems like Ladies First, she made it clear she was here to uplift black women, championing power, pride, and visibility. But Latifah's artistry couldn't be confined to one medium. She transitioned effortlessly into acting, shining in everything from sitcoms like Living Single to the Oscar-nominated Chicago, as well as powerful performances in Set It Off and Bessie. She became proof that versatility isn't about dabbling, it's about dominating every stage you step onto. Through it all, she remained steadfastly private about her personal life. For years, whispers surrounded her sexuality, amplified by her roles portraying LGBTQ+ characters. Yet she refused to bow to public curiosity or industry pressure. Her silence wasn't avoidance, it was self-preservation. In a world quick to demand that marginalized people justify their existence, Latifah chose to own her story on her own terms. That choice made her 2021 BET Awards acceptance speech all the more powerful. With heartfelt words, she thanked her longtime partner, Ebony Nichols, and acknowledged their son, the first time she had ever spoken publicly about her family. It wasn't a flashy reveal. It was quiet, confident, and monumental. In that moment, she ended decades of speculation with a simple truth, delivered exactly how she wanted it. The response was immediate and overwhelmingly supportive, from fans, peers, and especially the Black LGBTQ+ community who had long seen her as a beacon of strength and representation. Her career didn't skip a beat. If anything, her influence only deepened. Today, she continues to act, produce, and host with the same commanding presence that's defined her from the start, starring in CBS's The Equalizer and creating content that amplifies marginalized voices. Queen Latifah isn't just a celebrity who happens to be gay, she's living proof that self-respect and success can walk hand in hand. For generations of women, especially Black queer women, she's shown that you can thrive without sacrificing your integrity. As of 2025, she stands as a symbol of resilience and regal authenticity. She didn't just open doors, she tore them off the hinges and built her own castle. And in doing so, she's given countless others the courage to do the same. Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash is more than an entertainer. She's a force of transformation who's turned personal evolution into public empowerment. Over the past 2 decades, she's carved out a place in Hollywood as both a comedic powerhouse and a dramatic tour de force, all while challenging how the world sees love, identity, and reinvention. Audiences first fell for her in the early 2000s as the unforgettable Venus flytrap on Reno 911, where her razor-sharp timing and magnetic presence stole every scene. But Nash refused to be boxed in by comedy. She stunned critics with her depth in Getting On, earning acclaim for her nuanced portrayal of a Medicaid nurse. From the gritty drama of Claws and the Soul Man to impactful turns in Selma and When They See Us, she's proven time and again that she can glide effortlessly between laughter and heartbreak. Then, in 2020, Niecy Nash captured headlines and hearts around the world when she married singer Jessica Betts. What made waves wasn't just the marriage itself, but the unapologetic authenticity behind it. Having previously been in relationships with men, Nash didn't label the moment as coming out, but instead as coming into myself. That choice of words reframed the conversation around identity, showing millions that self-discovery is a lifelong journey, and that every chapter, past and present, remains valid. Their wedding photos, radiant with joy, went viral, resonating especially within Black LGBTQ+ communities as a powerful celebration of love without limits. Resilience is woven into every step of her story. After her 2011 separation from Don Nash, she rebuilt her life with purpose, using her platform to speak openly about mental health, domestic violence, and spiritual growth. She's not just an award-winning actress, she's a truth-teller. In 2022, she brought that mission to Future Self TV, a talk series exploring faith, healing, and transformation. Meanwhile, her role in The Rookie, Feds showcased her action hero chops and cemented her versatility. By 2025, Niecy Nash stands as a trailblazer, redefining what it means to be a Black queer woman in Hollywood. Her legacy isn't built on shock value, but on radical honesty and intentional choice. She's proof that you can rewrite your story at any age, any stage, without apology. For anyone wrestling with evolving identity, her life offers a simple but profound truth. Finding yourself isn't a finish line, it's a journey worth taking out loud. Lena Waithe. Lena Waithe didn't just break into Hollywood, she rewrote the rules. A writer, producer, actress, and unapologetic advocate, she has transformed the way stories about Black queerness are told. From behind the camera to center stage, her work radiates authenticity, refusing to compromise truth for comfort. The world first felt her presence in a big way at the 2017 Emmy Awards, when she delivered a gut punch of a one-liner, an anecdote about nearly losing her partner in a police stop, that rippled far beyond the stage. That same year, her groundbreaking writing on Master of None earned her an Emmy for comedy writing, making her the first Black woman to ever receive the honor. The winning episode, a deeply personal coming-of-age story about a young Black woman embracing her lesbian identity, cemented her reputation as a fearless storyteller willing to center lives too often pushed to the margins. But Lena Waithe isn't here just for trophies, she's here to build worlds. As showrunner and lead actress on The Chi, she gave television one of its most layered portraits of Black urban life. In 20s, she crafted a sharp, tender comedy about friendship, ambition, and queer identity in Los Angeles, told through the eyes of a young Black actress finding her voice. Every project is a masterclass in intersectionality, where queerness, Black womanhood, ambition, and truth all take up equal space. Her visual presence is just as intentional as her scripts. Red carpets become statements, tailored suits in bold colors, sleek lines paired with standout jewelry, a blend of elegance and defiance. She dresses like she writes, fearless, precise, and unafraid to challenge the standard. Off-screen, her activism is just as relentless. Through her Hillman Grad Productions and initiatives like the Rising Voices program, she invests directly in women of color and underrepresented creators. On panels, at festivals, and in interviews, she calls out Hollywood's blind spots, urging studios to invest in diverse voices, not as a trend, but as a standard. Though she guards much of her private life, She's spoken openly about loving a woman and embracing her queerness, folding her own evolving journey into the arcs of her characters. Her work refuses to flatten people into labels. Her sexuality is part of her, but never the whole story. Her impact is undeniable. She's proven that Black queer stories can be both universally relatable and commercially successful, blazing a trail for the next generation of creators who demand authenticity over tokenism. As of 2025, her slate of projects spans political dramas, family comedies, and experimental digital series. Yet every one of them carries her unmistakable signature: character-driven, socially conscious, and rooted in community. Lena Waithe doesn't just tell stories. She builds worlds. Worlds where Black queer voices lead, where authenticity isn't negotiable, and where audiences are invited to feel wholly, unapologetically human. In doing so, she's become more than a creator. She's a beacon, one who doesn't wait for permission, because she's too busy lighting the way. Amandla Stenberg. Amandla Stenberg first captured the world's attention in 2012 as Rue in the Hunger Games, a quietly fearless soul whose compassion and courage left audiences breathless. Even as a teenager, they brought a rare depth to the role, revealing an emotional intelligence far beyond their years and hinting at a future defined by both vulnerability and strength. From that breakthrough moment, Amandla grew into more than just an actor. They became a voice. In 2018, during an interview with Wonderland magazine, they came out as gay, igniting conversations about queerness, race, and identity among Gen Z Black youth. It wasn't a headline for the sake of attention. It was a candid, thoughtful reflection on living authentically under the spotlight. Unlike many of their peers, Amandla's career has never been about chasing roles for fame alone. They've woven activism into the very fabric of their artistry, using social media not as a vanity stage but as a classroom, offering intersectional lessons on racial justice, trans rights, and reproductive freedom. Their voice blends raw honesty with purpose, transforming visibility into a tool for change. On screen, Amandla gravitates toward stories that mirror the realities of marginalized lives. Whether in The Hate You Give, Everything, Everything, or Dear Evan Hansen, their characters wrestle with belonging, identity, and the human cost of injustice. These choices are deliberate, a testament to their mission to uplift underrepresented narratives while defying Hollywood's narrow expectations. Their creative spirit spills beyond acting. In 2017, they released their first original song, a poetic blend of self-love and social awareness. Live performances often incorporate movement, vibrant costumes, and multimedia art, making queerness not just a subject, but a heartbeat in their work. And offstage, they back words with action, partnering with nonprofits, speaking at youth forums, and creating space for young people to explore who they are without fear or judgment. Even their style speaks volumes: bold hair colors, fluid silhouettes, makeup that blurs gender lines. Every look is an invitation to imagine beauty as limitless, identity as art. Guided by mentors like Janet Mock and Laverne Cox, Amandla honors the elders of activism while carrying their own torch. By 2025, they continue to balance artistic projects and movement work, pursuing films and theater pieces that explore queer love and Black experience, and collaborating with other LGBTQ+ artists of color. For countless young Black queer people searching for themselves in media, Amandla is proof that representation can be powerful, personal, and unapologetically real. For them, the spotlight isn't the destination, it's the tool. They don't just perform authenticity, they live it. With every role, every post, and every collaboration, Amandla Stenberg reminds the world that queerness isn't an exception to Black identity and creativity, it's an essential part of it. Samira Wiley didn't just step into television, she changed it. When she took on the role of Pussy Washington in Orange is the New Black, she brought a quiet dignity and an emotional depth that turned a supporting character into one of the show's beating hearts. Her performance didn't just entertain, it resonated. With intelligence, vulnerability, and humor, Wiley gave the world a rare, humanizing portrait of a queer Black woman on screen, shattering stereotypes with every scene. From that breakthrough role, her career became a masterclass in balancing visibility with artistic integrity. She went on to embody Moira Strand in The Handmaid's Tale, delivering a performance laced with raw emotion and unshakable resolve. As Moira, Wiley carried the weight of resistance on her shoulders, and it earned her an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series, cementing her status as one of the most formidable talents in modern television. Off-screen, her story is just as compelling. In 2017, she announced her engagement to Lauren Morelli, a writer from OITNB, in a twist of fate that felt almost cinematic. Their 2018 wedding became a celebration not of celebrity spectacle, but of love grounded in shared vision, creativity, and mutual respect. Wiley has never treated her sexuality as a statement, she simply lives it. Through candid interviews and thoughtful reflections, She's shown that authenticity can be quietly revolutionary. Her influence stretches far beyond the screen. Wiley's work in fashion favors understated elegance over empty flash, letting her presence speak for itself. She's lent her voice to projects centering mental health, Black resilience, and LGBTQ+ storytelling, choosing collaborations that honor lived experience. Whether narrating the struggles of queer youth or partnering with nonprofits to expand media representation, she invests deeply in the communities she reflects. Wiley avoids chasing headlines. Instead, she uses her platform for conversations that matter, about craft, activism, and balance. In an industry that often mistakes noise for influence, her steady, intentional presence speaks volumes. Her activism lives not just in speeches or campaigns, but in everyday acts, mentoring young Black creatives, championing intersectional stories, and showing up consistently for the causes she believes in. By 2025, Samira Wiley has built more than a career. She's built a legacy. Her body of work is a layered exploration of queerness, Black womanhood, and the human spirit. She's more than an actress who happens to be a lesbian. She's a cultural force redefining what representation can look like, proving that living truthfully with grace and purpose can change not just the screen, but the world watching it. Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe stands as one of the most electrifying forces in contemporary culture. An artist whose fearless fusion of music, performance, and cinema is inseparable from her personal journey. From the kaleidoscopic futurism of her debut Metropolis to scene-stealing roles in Moonlight, Hidden Figures, and Glass Onion, Monáe has built a career on defying categories. She first captured the world's attention through concept albums that imagined android consciousness, questioned freedom, and dismantled societal constraints. The Metropolis saga didn't just tell stories, it created an entire universe, unapologetically centering non-binary and queer narratives that rarely get the spotlight. In 2018, she made headlines by coming out as pansexual in a Rolling Stone interview, a revelation that challenged perceptions of sexuality and representation in pop culture. 2 years later, she embraced her non-binary identity, sharing that she uses she/they pronouns, a declaration that framed gender not as a fixed point, but as an evolving, deeply personal truth. Monáe's refusal to be confined by labels speaks to her belief in love, freedom, and connection beyond binaries, a message that resonates powerfully with young LGBTQ+ audiences, especially Black queer individuals hungry for multidimensional representation. Her artistry has continued to break ground. With Dirty Computer in 2018, she put queerness front and center in a pop soul context, weaving themes of liberation, identity, politics, and self-affirmation. The accompanying visual album, equal parts poetry, confession, and Afrofuturist spectacle, was celebrated for its bold storytelling and emotional honesty, reframing queerness as beautiful, radical, and inseparable from Blackness. On screen, she's just as transformative, from embodying grace and resilience in Hidden Figures, to adding raw depth to Moonlight, to delivering a genre-bending performance in Glass Onion. In every role, Monáe infuses queerness, intellect, and strength into stories that might otherwise overlook them. Beyond the stage and screen, Monáe's activism is as intentional as her art. She uses her platform to challenge systemic oppression, amplify LGBTQ+ visibility, and champion Black women's empowerment. Whether through public speeches, social media, or collaborations with emerging Black queer creatives, she turns representation into a lived mission, one that is as stylish as it is unapologetic. Her signature look, sharp suits, sculptural hairstyles, and futuristic edge, mirrors her larger vision, to exist beyond erasure and rewrite the rules. As of mid-2025, Janelle Monáe continues to create without boundaries, releasing music, acting across genres, and collaborating on visionary projects that keep her voice echoing across mediums. But at the heart of it all, her work circles back to the same themes: autonomy, authenticity, and care. She's not simply telling stories, she's modeling a way of life beyond constraint. In redefining what it means to be Black, queer, and creative, Monáe offers more than visibility. She offers a blueprint for liberation. She embodies a radical joy rooted in self-determination, sparking hope for a generation ready to live on its own terms. Willow Smith. Willow Smith has evolved from novelty into nuance, a fearless spiritual seeker and creative force whose path invites deeper reflection. Once dismissed by some as just another celebrity kid, she has emerged as a transformative voice, redefining identity, love, and the power of youth-led revolution. Her first brush with mainstream fame came alongside her brother Jaden through early collaborations, but it was 2010's Whip My Hair that marked her true arrival, a fierce, unapologetic declaration of self-expression that transcended teen pop trends. From that moment, her artistic evolution was unmistakable, moving far beyond adolescent sound into a realm shaped by spirituality, genre-blending instincts, and existential curiosity. In 2021, During an unflinching Red Table Talk conversation, Willow shared that she identifies as bisexual and embraces a polyamorous orientation. She didn't frame it as shock value. Instead, she spoke with calm conviction about love as a fluid connection, unconstrained by convention. It was not sensationalism, but sincerity, a message that resonated deeply with a generation unafraid to question inherited norms. For Willow, self-discovery is sacred work. Her devotion to meditation, Eastern philosophies, and relentless self-inquiry weaves through her art. From albums like Lately I Feel Everything to immersive installations and poetic performances. She rejects binary gender norms in her fashion and visual identity. Shaved heads, androgynous silhouettes, evolving hairstyles, each a living testament to transformation as a natural state. Her activism begins within. Through music, art, and social media, she calls young people to explore systemic healing, emotional literacy, and ancestral connection. On Instagram and TikTok, her poetic monologues and candid conversations about spirituality, multiplicity, and liberation blur the line between art and personal revelation. On stage, Willow wears her fluidity like armor, part ritual, part sonic experiment, always anchored in emotional truth. Beyond music, she has ventured into film, visual art, and literature, often collaborating with poets and activists to explore Black spirituality and queer embodiment. By 2025, Willow is no longer simply a youthful phenomenon. She has become a living manifesto for authenticity, not as something found, but created, moment by moment. Her life is proof that love without limitation is not just possible, but powerful. In her radical openness and soulful creativity, she offers not answers, but questions worth living. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson has quietly become one of modern cinema's most graceful revolutionaries, an artist whose every choice radiates depth, daring, and unshakable resilience. She's not just an actress, she's a storyteller who moves between worlds with the ease of someone who knows exactly who she is. From her transformative turns in Sorry to Bother You and Creed to stealing scenes in the Marvel Universe, Thor, Ragnarok, Creed 2, Avengers, Endgame, Thompson blends charisma with complexity, refusing to fit neatly into Hollywood's boxes. Every role she takes on feels lived in, charged with authenticity. In Sorry to Bother You, she infused her character with quiet defiance, confronting systemic bias with both fire and grace. As the fierce, unrelenting Bianca in Creed, she brought raw determination and layered vulnerability. And as Valkyrie, she became the kind of hero Hollywood rarely gives us, stoic, powerful, and unapologetically queer, offering global audiences a subtle yet seismic shift in representation. Off-screen, Thompson has been just as fearless. Around 2018, she spoke openly about being attracted to both men and women, rejecting labels and the cultural pressure to define herself for public consumption. For many queer women of color, her words became a lifeline, proof that identity can be fluid, personal, and unapologetically one's own. Her story is inseparable from her roots. Born in Los Angeles to a Panamanian father and an Afro-European mother, she grew up immersed in multiple worlds: African diasporic traditions, Latinx heritage, and contemporary feminist and queer thought. That intersectional lens shapes everything she does, turning her work into a reflection of lived experience. But Thompson's impact goes far beyond acting. She co-founded an independent production company dedicated to amplifying underrepresented voices, championing projects led by women and LGBTQ+ creatives. She's produced and collaborated on films and series that tackle race, gender, sexuality, and justice, speaking on panels and in public forums with clarity and conviction about systemic change. Even her style is a statement. Whether she's wearing a minimalist suit, an avant-garde silhouette, or red carpet glam, she merges curation with authenticity, building a visual language that's both personal and political. In private moments, she remains grounded in community, surrounding herself with artists, activists, and friends who share her values. She often credits her elders for keeping her rooted in spaces that can so easily distort reality. By 2025, Thompson shows no signs of slowing down. She's attached to daring new projects, indie films exploring spirituality, queerness, and Black futurism, while continuing to fight for reproductive justice, Black trans rights, and richer, truer representation for young queer people of color. Tessa Thompson isn't chasing applause or titles. She's building a legacy through choice, living in the in-between, embracing ambiguity, and creating space for stories that defy one-size-fits-all definitions. She's proof that visibility isn't about boundaries, it's about breathing freer, wider, and more imaginatively. And as Hollywood slowly opens its doors to more inclusive stories, she and other trailblazing Black actresses aren't just living their truth, they're inspiring millions to live theirs. From fluid identities to fearless love, these women are shaping the future. Which story speaks to you most? Do you think Hollywood is truly ready for queer Black voices, or is the real fight still ahead? Let us know in the comments. And if you believe in bold, unapologetic storytelling, like this video and subscribe to Starscope for more fearless stories that matter.